Okay, I just did a spirit message, but they're wanting me to do more. So I put the other two cards to the side that I already pulled today. If you want to check out that mini reading, you can find it probably above or next to this one. So we've got astral travel, caution needed, and we've got eternal union, new love is forming. So I'm getting the feeling that I'm speaking to people who are, I'm seeing a veer off where it's like maybe you had a certain way of thinking beforehand, and I feel like you're getting veered over to this side of your path, which is a bit more spiritual. So maybe you weren't as spiritual before. Maybe you've had gut feelings where you've ignored them up until now. I feel like something has happened to the point where it's making you veer. It's making you actually go, well, you know, when I look back, there's so many things that I was bang on right about, right? So I feel like this is to do with you and yourself. It says eternal union. New love is forming. I feel like it's a new relationship within yourself. As you go down the spiritual path more and more and more, I feel that it's a spiritual path is basically you getting to know yourself more, okay? So the astral travel, I don't feel like that's highlighted too much, but the caution needed is. So if you are newer to the path, or maybe you're newer to recognizing that you're on the path, right? Caution is needed. When you're diving into spiritual work, how do you put it? There's so much more to this world than what is tangible. There's so much more to life than 9-to-5s and all that sort of stuff, right? The caution needed is around the fact that when you are stepping into yourself more and more and more, how do we put it? It's like, let's say, we'll just put it in a basic way. There are good spirits and there are bad spirits, okay? When you're veering off and you're coming onto your correct path, there are certain spirits that do not want you on that path. There are certain, entities or whatever you want to call it, that do not want you on that path. So that's where the caution is needed. If you're wanting to dive into doing things like pulling cards, if you're wanting to dive into things like tuning in to spirits, there does need to be some caution. There needs to be spiritual protection. So, oh wow, I just looked down and there's a beautiful little moth that just came and rested on my charger. Interesting. I feel like that's a sign as well. Wow, okay, I just looked again, now it's gone. Okay. But yeah, so when you are diving into these sort of things, you want some sort of protection. That could be, a conversation between you and your guides. Whether you hear them or not, they hear you. An internal conversation saying, hey, I recognize and I understand that I'm about to dive into trying to connect more to spirits when they pop in my house. Instead of being scared, I'm going to try and actually just breathe and connect to them. When this happens, Spirit, can you please help me? Can you please help keep me grounded? Can you please protect me? It could be with smoke, it could be with sage, it could be with salt baths, many things. But if you're wanting to go down this kind of path, you are going to need to find out your own personalized spiritual practice that will help you keep more protected, more safe, they're saying more calm. So as someone who has experienced seeing, spirits and more since being very young, it can be very unnerving. It can be very unnerving, even if it's your own family member that you're seeing in front of you, because we're kind of taught not to believe it as such, but it's true, it's here, it's everywhere, it's all around us, really. But yeah, the most important thing with that is spiritual protection. I could list off heaps of different ways which you could try, but at the end of the day, it's a very personal thing. We all figure out as we go along what is best for us. So I just say you go to what you're drawn towards. If your gut is going off and indicating that you shouldn't be heading towards a certain thing, don't do it. If your gut's going off and is telling you, hey, look at me today, Zoe, go outside. Listen to your gut and do it, okay? Yeah, I send you guys love, and I hope that this message helps. If you need any advice or anything like that, feel free to comment below. Okay, bye-bye.